himself.
Two of the hottest teams in football. Two Heisman Trophy quarterbacks. Two of the most underrated receivers in the NFL. Two top 5 offenses in the NFL. Sunday Night Football, under the lights. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Wildcard weekend. What's good, everybody? Let's talk some Tampa sports. Commanders coming into Raymond James on a 5-game winning streak. Buccaneers defending Raymond James, winning 6 of their last 7 games since their bye week. This is a rematch of week 1, but trying to use that game as insight going into this game, it's difficult. I mean, a lot happens in 17 games. We'll put it that way. Some things have changed for the Commanders. Some things have changed for the Buccaneers. We'll talk about those changes and, how this plays out. The Buccaneers absolutely smoked the Commanders in week 1, 37-20, and that does include a touchdown from the Commanders with like a minute 15 left in the game. So basically it was like 37-13 or 14. It was rough. It was rough. The Buccaneers showed out in week 1 and made it look fairly easy against the Commanders. Like I said, a lot has happened since then. From there, the two teams went in different directions. That was the last time we saw the Buccaneers secondary healthy. We still have not seen the Buccaneers secondary healthy since week 1 against the Commanders. The Buccaneers then lose Chris Godwin and have to manage these major injuries all season. They have practice squad guys playing safety. There's games where Sterling Shepard and Ryan Miller are your starting wide receivers, and the Bucs have managed enough to win the NFC South for the 4th year in a row and make the playoffs and host a playoff game. I'd say that's a pretty good job given the circumstances. The Commanders, on the other hand, have only gone up since that game. Jayden Daniels is an absolute star in this league. I love his game. I cannot sit here and deny this leading up to this game. I love Jayden Daniels' game. He is not this prototypical, since he's a quarterback and he can run, we should force him to throw. No, this guy has an arm. He throws dots, deep, short, on the run. It does not matter. This guy is a star already in his rookie season. Already one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league, and he has this offense humming. 5th in the NFL in scoring with a rookie quarterback, and I wouldn't say his weapons are all that. Yes, he has Terry McLaurin. Brian Robinson's a pretty underrated running back, but Zach Ertz, solid tight end, very solid tight end. Olamide Zaccheaus, there's a drop-off. There's a big drop-off there. And with how crazy and impressive that is, what the Commanders have done with a rookie quarterback, Cliff Kingsbury, that offense, 5th in the NFL in points per game. What's even more crazy, in my opinion, is the Buccaneers losing Chris Godwin, missing Mike Evans for some games. They average more points than the Washington Commanders. The Buccaneers are 4th in the NFL in points per game. With all of those circumstances, Liam Cohen, first full season as an NFL play caller, you've seen him adjust, create, do more. There's been some struggles along the way, but there's been so many highs. And over the season, he's been able to learn. And, with these circumstances, 4th in the NFL. The Buccaneers are the only team in the NFL to rank top 5 in passing yards per game and top 5 in rushing yards per game. This offense, it's been ridiculous. And like I said, given these circumstances, it is crazy. We talked about the growth over the season of Jayden Daniels and how that has led the Commanders to a 12-5 record in his first season. The Bucs have some growth of their own from their own young guys that played in the Commanders game, but they have taken off since then. Bucky Irving, absolutely taken over that starting job. He was not a starter when we played the Commanders. And then Jalen McMillan has absolutely burst on the scene since the bye week. 7 touchdowns in 5 games. So all the talk about Jayden Daniels and his improvements over the season, let's give the Bucs rookie some credit too, because the improvement is 1,000% there, and that's the reason this team has a stat like that. Only team in the NFL top 5 in both passing and rushing. Come on. Quick look at the Commanders depth chart. Once again, as much as I'm loving how this Bucs offense is looking, they're right there. They're right there. The Bucs are 4th, they're 5th. This could end up being a shootout. We'll see how things play out defensively. and what Todd Bowles ends up bringing to the table. Obviously, Jayden Daniels, running back room, Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, and former Buccaneer Jeremy McNichols, solid running back room. Terry McLaurin, Olamide Zaccheaus, and De'Ami Brown are their three starting wide receivers. Like I said, it is a big drop-off, in my opinion, after Terry McLaurin. Just checking out what Olamide Zaccheaus has done this year. Not too shabby, 45 receptions, 506 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not terrible, but in my opinion, a talent drop-off for sure. Zach Ertz, veteran tight end, continues to get it done year after year, and then they do have a pretty good offensive line. The only major question mark, injury-wise, is their center Tyler Biadasz, who is questionable at the moment. From the Buccaneers offense, you know what you're getting. Baker Mayfield has been spectacular this season. Fantastic. I could not ask for anything more from Baker Mayfield, given that he is the 19th, I guess, highest paid, I guess that's how we'll call that, quarterback in the NFL. And the numbers he's putting up, top 5 in passing, top 5 in touchdowns, like, come on. What else you're going to get? Mike Evans. Come on now. Mike Evans is going to be Mike Evans. Since he returned in Week 12, no team is averaging more yards per game than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the difference he makes. That's what he can do with this offense. He demands so much attention from a defense, and it opens so many other things up. Cade Otton will be a big injury to watch. He's been limited so far this week in practice. He stepped up big time when Chris Godwin went out, but he has missed the last few games with injury. Getting him back for this playoff game and adding a dynamic tight end, dynamic receiving tight end to the mix, it's a big deal. It is a massive deal. Of course, we're going to see Jalen McMillan doing his thing with how hot he has been once again. 7 touchdowns in 5 games for the 3rd round pick. And then get ready. Get ready for a big dose of Bucky Irving against the NFL's 29th ranked run defense, giving up 4.8 yards per carry. That, to me, is the big matchup of the game, the big matchup to attack. The Buccaneers, the 3rd ranked rushing attack in the NFL against the Commanders' 29th ranked rushing defense in the NFL. It's going to be cold Sunday. It is going to be cold Sunday, which usually leads to a more run-heavy game. Yes, Tampa, Florida. Wildcard playoff football. It is expected to be in the 40s on Sunday night. So, hey, run that rock. Run that rock. Even if it was in the 70s, run that rock, because that looks like the mismatch for the Buccaneers offense. And the defenses are kind of opposites in that way. The Buccaneers defense, pretty good against the run, bad against the pass. The Commanders defense, pretty good against the pass, bad against the run. It's an interesting matchup for sure. Also, with how much this defense has gone through, injuries, everyone getting on Todd Bowles, this, that, and the other, the Buccaneers give up less points per game than the Washington Commanders. So take what you will with that. Buccaneers are putting up more points, giving up less. It's going to be really tough for this defense to stop the Washington Commanders offense, in my opinion. Jayden Daniels, he's that dynamic. There is no stopping Jayden Daniels, in my opinion. You have to limit him, put him under pressure. That's really all there is to it. Like I said, he's not the quarterback. Oh, he can run, so force him to pass. He's not that guy, because he will dice you up 1,000%. Make Jayden Daniels uncomfortable. That's simply what I think this is, and I think that will be Todd Bowles' game plan. I've talked on this channel about how good his halftime adjustments have been all season long. The Buccaneers are 30th. Terrible. 30th in the NFL in first half defense. Halftime adjustments. Todd Bowles gets the guys in the locker room. Okay, this is what we've seen. This is what we've noticed from the offense. Let's come out in the second half and do this. And that is what they've been doing. Second in the NFL in second half defense. Absolutely. I mean, tale of two sides, tale of two stories. 30th in the first half, second in the second half. That's a major difference. If the Buccaneers are winning at halftime like 17-7, and how much better this defense is in the second half, that's trouble. That's real trouble for the Commanders. With how much better this defense always looks throughout the year after Todd Bowles has been able to see for one half what the offense is doing to them. Hey, if this game is even close at halftime, I will feel confident. Another factor that kind of aligns with that is Todd Bowles and his playoff surprises. There's been multiple times since he's been with the Buccaneers in the playoffs, he throws in this crazy wrinkle that just throws off the opposing defense. Whether it be the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, giving them a too high safety look that they were not expecting because it's not what the Bucs did when they played them in the regular season, or last year in the Wildcard game against the Eagles. The Bucs lost to the Eagles in the regular season, but then you come out in the Wildcard game and have someone who has played cornerback their entire life in Zion McCollum playing safety, and then putting a 5-man front in front of Jalen Hurts, and he's just like, what? Bucs blow them out Wildcard weekend. Does Todd Bowles have something like that up his sleeve that just confuses Jayden Daniels in this offense? That's to be determined. You can't predict that. I hope he does. I definitely expect a bunch of weird-looking fronts from Todd Bowles, though. I can say that. Something that Jayden Daniels has not seen. That's Todd Bowles' MO. He is extremely creative on defense. You have to give him that. It's what he does. Sometimes to his own detriment, where his own defense gets confused and there's miscues and miscommunications. You know, it's how it goes. But if the guys can lock in, fully get that game plan down, 5-man front, 6-man front, linebackers coming in, safeties coming in, defensive linemen dropping back, like, it's going to get weird. I do have a very good feeling of that. He wants to make Jayden Daniels uncomfortable, and I expect to see those weird fronts all night long. So prediction time. I have a lot of respect for this Washington Commanders team and what they've done in this first year, in this turnaround with Jayden Daniels at quarterback. I'm going to say 27 points for the Washington Commanders. The Buccaneers' points per game is around 22. So that's over what they usually give up. And then the Buccaneers in week 1, they gave up, I guess, 20 points to them. But like I said, one garbage time touchdown with a minute left in the game. More like only 13 points given up by this defense in week 1. I'll give them 27. Buccaneers down 27-21. Final drive of the game. Touchdown, Bucky Irving. Bucs win 28-27. That's going to be my prediction. Are you surprised I picked the Buccaneers to win? It's a Buccaneers channel. Come on now. But, hey, 28-27. I have a lot of respect for that Commanders team, and I am so excited to get in my seats Sunday night. I'm going to be freezing, but, you know, that's what it's for, right? That's what it's for, right? Warm up the insides. Come on now. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below on this game. You know, drop some predictions, what you think Bowles is going to do, what you think Daniels is going to do. Come on, let me hear it. I read them all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Go Bucs. Man, it is playoff time in Tampa.